everybody. Chris Hobart, the Wealthologist here. With Halloween right around the corner, I wanted to talk about something that can be really scary. Not quite as scary as this skull in a snow globe, but something that can be just as scary, maybe more scary, and even as murky as this golden haze inside of there. See, what I want to talk about today is your retirement plan. Not just ordinary things with your retirement plans, but when it's not working the way that it should be working or the way that you think it should be working. So today, I want to just walk through a couple of financial misconceptions or missteps that can turn into really a mess up for your golden years, making them a bit of a horror story. All right, let's dive in. First, I want to talk about the vanishing nest egg. Now, imagine this. You've done everything right? You worked hard, you saved diligently for decades. All the charts show you're going to be good, and then just a few years into retirement, that money starts disappearing faster than expected. Now, why? Well, oftentimes people underestimate how long they're going to live, or maybe they don't account for things like inflation or unexpected healthcare costs. Now, what should you do? Well, avoid it by building a plan that accounts for a longer life and rising costs, because your money needs to last as long as you do. And quite frankly, that takes intentional planning, not guesswork. And there's a lot of tools that can help in this process. Story number two, the curse of the cookie cutter plan. And man, I got to tell you what, we see this all the time. This is that one size fits all retirement plan. It sounds really convenient, right? But using the same approach as your neighbor or your brother or somebody at your office or something that you read online, it can leave some major blind spots. The thing is, and you know this, you're not a template. Your life is more complex than a simple plug and play. Your plan should reflect your goals, your lifestyle, your comfort level with risks, your tax situation. You see, the more personal your strategy is, the more likely it is to support the life that you want to live, not some cookie cutter version of you. Story number three, the forgotten 401k graveyard. And finally, we see this all the time. You see, old 401ks from places that you used to work and old retirement accounts that are just sitting out there unmanaged. This is what we call that 401k graveyard. Kind of forgotten, like a cobweb in the attic, just kind of flapping in the breeze. Over time, lack of attention in these areas can lead to missed growth opportunities, unnecessary fees, as well as a lack of tax planning. I got to tell you, these are worth reviewing along with all of your accounts, even the ones that you haven't thought about in years, because keeping all of these things organized can make a big difference in the long run to make sure that they're growing right, they're supporting your goals, and that they're tax efficient. Here's the thing. Retirement planning, it is not about being perfect. Not being perfect in this case is okay. If you are at 90%, man, that's better than so many others. If you're 20%, boy, there's a lot to talk about. See, the thing is, it's not about being perfect, it's about being proactive. And a few small changes now can help you avoid a lot bigger issues in the future and avoid these scary situations. So, as we're heading into the final stretch of the year, just 2.5 months left to go, I want you to take a little time to check in on your financial plan. Make sure it's still aligned with your goals. And if it's been a while, don't be afraid to ask questions or to seek out a second opinion. The thing is, it doesn't have to be about fear. We're talking about clarity, about peace of mind. All right, folks, I wish you a fun and financially rewarding Halloween season. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.